Sorry about that, fellas. That was a Nick screw up. I went ahead and hit my computer and got all my video cards knocked out. So
don't let him fool you. He was raging at Star Trek.
That too.
He was playing League of Legends and he went like this to his monitor.
You knew!
That's one thing I haven't done since we started the show is play League during the show, or else you'd know about it, believe me. Because I would be a salty bitch.
You'd be hulking
normal.
So we're going to go ahead and call this part 2, and we're going to get into the news of this week. Let me go ahead.
This is why we have so many episodes, because we keep having all these technical failures, and then
it's all Brammer. It's just all Brammer, okay?
We're just gonna rename the show "Brammer Breaks the Internet."
Yeah, dude, that's a good
one. For real, man. It's insane how badly I do this shit.
Yeah, we got 4 in the chat.
We're supposed to be live right now, and I can't see it in the.
We are.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing you scrolling around through YouTube.
Okay.
I found it.
Oh, you're seeing my YouTube shit?
I'm seeing your YouTube.
Okay, that's my fault.
Yeah, you need to capture the hangout.
Yeah.
Brammer, lay off the vodka and Red Bulls, buddy.
Oh, Jesus, dude, I've only had one.
Dude, it's because it was sugar free, and
He's only had one.
Oh, jeepers creepers. Let me.
It was this big.
Okay, I saw it pop up to the hangout for a second, and now it's switched back over to the YouTube.
Yeah, Daddy's got to do some work here.
Hey, at least
work me, Daddy.
Oh Lord.
What's up, Eric? What's up, Jason? What's up, KJ? How's everybody doing?
Thanks for following us back.
Look at Eric.
Sorry, yeah, thank you guys for coming back.
He's like, thumbs down.
I posted that up in the realm. I was like, we're having technical difficulties. He was like, what is this, amateur hour?
Yes.
As usual. There we go. Look, I did it. I fixed it.
Well,
finally.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, guys. Again, I'm sorry. It was, again, the Nick Brammer Amateur Hour. So,
the Brammer Hour.
Noob.
I hope that everybody enjoyed our little talk with Brock. And now we're going to go ahead and get into some news.
Yeah, and at least Brock got a real idea of what this show is like.
It's not capturing the hangout again.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, it looks like it's just your
hold
intro.
on. Let me do one thing, and we'll be fine. Again, the Brammer Amateur
Prime
Hour.
says truck drivers suck.
Oh, that's Eric.
There we go.
He's giving me hell because reasons.
He just gives Rob in general a thumbs down.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all right. I'll drive over his ass and we'll take care of that problem.
If anybody's not giving this show a thumbs down at this point, I'm really surprised.
I know we had one in part 1.
Oh, Jesus, Christopher.
So,
okay.
Par for the course.
So, Brock, I hope we didn't sour you on our show too much.
Not at all. Let's do it.
All right, cool. We're going to go ahead and move into news now. So, Jesus, if I could get the microphone right and everything. See, when something fucked up happens, I go into panic mode. And shit gets even more fucked up.
Yeah.
But
it's all good. It's all good.
There was a funny article that came out this week about Keanu Reeves and Marvel. They say that they've been working with him for about 3 or 4 years, trying to get him the perfect role.
Adam Warlock.
That's been mentioned. It's been mentioned that he might be in line for the Eternals that they're shooting with Angelina Jolie. With Angelina Jolie being Cersei, the only other Eternals role with any meat to it would be Icarus.
That'd be interesting.
I don't know shit about the Eternals.
Yeah, the Eternals aren't that popular. I mean, they tried to make them a thing a couple years ago, but yeah, they're a fringe Kirby creation.
No, the Eternals aren't they or is that the Celestials that I might be thinking of? The ones that were like Gideon, they showed up in X-Force and they had a very
that's the Externals.
That's the Externals. Okay, my bad.
With an X, actually. Liefeld created them with Gideon and some other mutants like Selene.
Nick, did when John Hickman did the Avengers at the beginning of Marvel Now.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that gold dude that like was on the Mars or something?
Ex Nihilo?
Yeah, what was he?
I have no idea. Brock, you got any idea?
No.
No.
You remember
the figure was terrible.
the name?
Yeah,
It
it was a good buck for customs.
I know it wasn't the Hyperion buck
Yeah.
that I got for $4 at
Easy to
Ross.
get. Yeah.
Ex Nihilo, I really didn't follow that much of the Avengers when Hickman was writing it. I know it was a
I
good
read all of
story.
it, but it's been a while.
Yeah. Like he had the Apocalypse twins first, and then he moved all the way up to Infinity and stuff. And that was
Wait, that-
interesting.
Yeah.
But
who would you guys like want Keanu Reeves to play?
for the things mentioned, Warlock.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool because I heard Zac Efron was attached to him, but since you guys mentioned it, I want him to play Wolverine, dude.
Zac Efron?
Because he's like relatively small. He's only like 5'9" or something.
I'm gonna
His
withhold.
attitude
I'm
might
gonna
work.
withhold my opinion on that until I see the fucking. What's the serial killer he just did?
Ted Bundy.
Ted
That
Bundy.
one-
Yeah, the Ted Bundy shit he just did on Netflix.
Because as long as if we can't get Tom Hardy to play him, I'm gonna have to.
Tom Hardy would be great as
He'd
Wolverine.
be
yeah.
perfect
Yeah, he
too.
would.
But he's I think he's like signed on to do Venom 2 now.
Yeah.
He's Eddie Brock.
Yeah, he's Eddie Brock, and
He was a damn good Eddie Brock, too.
I didn't realize
I
how
never saw that movie.
until I watched like the end credit scene to Venom a few times. I did not realize how good a choice Woody Harrelson would be for Carnage.
Oh, dude, I thought that was going to be epic
Oh.
right from the
Dude,
get-go.
I think that wig looks goofy on him because I feel like Woody Harrelson's got like his face looks too old to have that red of hair.
Yeah.
It's like you know how like you can see a dude and you can just like point him out of a crowd like that dude dyes his hair black or blonde
Yes.
or whatever because
Yes.
your face like as you grow older your face gets all like
Transparent.
wet.
The face
Yeah.
looks transparent.
And then if your hair doesn't match it's like a big red flag. But like that's the first thing I thought of when I saw that scene and ever since then. Like I love Woody Harrelson, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
Dude, I saw after seeing him in Zombieland, it's like, yeah, the Carnage thing makes sense.
well, the Carnage thing made sense as soon as they did the fucking end credit scene for Venom. I mean,
dude,
He-
just don't give him that Bozo the Clown wig. You know what I mean?
no, dude, I want that wig. I want fucking Woody Harrelson to go all fucking De Niro fucking method on it.
Yeah.
Dude, I think he will. Like I said, I love that dude, man.
He's a great actor. He was also in True Detective. I don't know if you guys have
Oh,
seen
that,
that.
that was
Yeah.
I fell in love with him.
Yeah,
Say that.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite shows of all time.
He's got a hell of a scope because everybody kind of tries to pin him as a comedy actor, but when you see him in more
Dude,
serious
I think-
roles, dude.
I generally think he just plays himself in
Yeah.
all the roles that he's in.
Well, so does Keanu Reeves, but
Yeah.
we still love him.
Keanu Reeves needs to have a role that he doesn't have that many speaking lines.
Dude, Brock, I'm glad you said that because I think that's one of the strengths in those John Wick movies is because they don't have that much like they're kind of like minimal dialogue
Yeah.
movies.
That's why he worked in
like
concert.
him because a lot of times when he talks, I do cringe, even though I love the dude, but just for some reason his delivery is
It's
like
Bill and Ted's over again. That's
Yeah.
what.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't cringe with his lines, but he's a very just his demeanor. He's a very soft spoken. Like you look at him and see a guy who doesn't speak much, but when he speaks, it's important.
and
That's
that-
why, like, he worked great with Constantine. That he
Yeah.
was fantastic in that movie.
Mm.
hmm
What
He
about
was
him
on
as Moon Knight?
Oh yeah.
I think that would be
Well, is Moon Knight?
Cool.
Moon Knight's a little quippier though.
there's a lot of iterations of them.
yeah, they have also. You can go from like
And it's
the
kind of like you pick your poison with that. Like
Yeah.
like you can go from like where it was artist dominated with like Stephen Platt all the way up to like where Warren Ellis wrote him and it was a completely different thing. Like Moon Knight is he's a concept that Marvel like pulls out of the mothballs every once in a while and has a go at. You know, it's like nobody's nailed him exactly yet. So, but like with what you guys were mentioning with Keanu, like having him not speak as much, like Warlock, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'd like to see him in that role. Dude, it sucks that they already did the was it the who's Black Bolt? It sucks they already did Black Bolt.
Yeah, on that TV show.
You don't have to talk at all, you know.
I hear you, bro. Yeah, so
Oh, they did it on the Shield show.
no, they
the
actually had
Inhumans series.
yeah, they had a small
Oh, dude, I
Inhuman series that
I didn't see it.
yeah,
A lot of people didn't.
a lot of people didn't, and
I think if I did watch it, I would want those 90 minutes back.
I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but what about doing Eternity or Living Tribunal with him? They're going galactic,
Yeah, so yeah, that's the thing, man. They're going
or even the
he was the
Beyonder.
Silver Surfer.
Yeah, but
Oh,
he's an
God.
action guy. They're gonna want him. They're
Yeah,
gonna want him
gonna
to
have to
be doing action like John Wick. He
What
does
about
that
the-
well.
Beyonder would be doing that kind of stuff, though, wouldn't he?
yeah, but I don't think they're gonna pull the Beyonder out. Like
don't think so?
they didn't even have him in the newest Secret Wars. You know, they had it more like Marvel centric. Like the Beyonder, I mean, I don't know how long it's been since he's shown up because even like they did a Secret War back in the mid 2000s and it was based more on like Nick Fury and like when Doctor Doom went missing and how like there was a stealth team that went into Latveria and shit.
Right.
Yeah, so there's that, and so like the Beyonder hasn't shown up in years. So I don't know how attached Marvel would be to bring like that character out of mothballs.
I think
And besides, the perfect person to play the Beyonder would be David Hasselhoff because that's who they drew him to look
Yeah.
like in
He
Secret
Yeah.
Wars
does look
2.
like David Hasselhoff.
damn, did they really? I didn't know that.
Dude,
know that.
David Hasselhoff or Will Ferrell. That would be fun. All right, so getting off Keanu in Marvel, DC this week officially announced the death of Vertigo. As a fan growing up, you had your comics where you would read your Marvels and your DCs, and then before like Dark Horse or Image were really popular, you had Vertigo. And
Like,
that's
you
where
thought you were doing something bad when you were reading a Vertigo book.
yeah, man, like Vertigo was such a great imprint from everything Grant Morrison did to Neil Gaiman, you know, even the Alan Moore shit they had on there because y'all know I hate Alan Moore.
He's gonna cast a spell on you, dude. Easy.
I know,
Yeah, dude.
fucking-
Nick's gonna turn into like a fucking toad live on air.
he already cast a spell on my fucking computer. That's what happened earlier.
Talking all that shit, dude. You gotta be
No,
careful.
that's it. But yeah, Vertigo was hugely influential. Karen Berger was the first line runner of the book of the imprint, and it's sad to see Vertigo go. At the same time that they announced that Vertigo is dead, DC has announced a new horror imprint run by Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son. So that should be pretty interesting. Anybody got anything to say about the death of
Like his
Vertigo?
dad, he's gonna be able to write pretty well.
Yeah, he's done a few novels and stuff, Brock. And his father, I don't know about him, but his father actually did like some X-Men stories and shit. So
wow.
yeah, it should be interesting to see what he does. And nobody has anything to say?
I have nothing else to add on
All
that.
right, cool.
R.I.P. to Vertigo, man.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
peace to, I mean, I'm
Put
just
all that
gonna,
stuff there if you want to go back and read it. You know.
yeah, like, you know, Doom Patrol, Animal Man, just
Yeah.
all those 90s titles that, you know.
Do you think that's why they killed Swamp Thing?
I think
No.
Swamp Thing was a thing to do with funding and a whole
Yeah,
bunch
it
of
was.
mess that happened with North Carolina.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it was North Carolina. I was gonna say wasn't sure if it was North Carolina or Georgia, but it has to do with the funding.
Well, it wasn't the state's fault though. It was somebody on the showrunner side that didn't submit the paperwork to the state in time.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what I heard, man. That's a bummer. I heard I don't know if I've heard anything about the show, whether it's good or not. But I mean,
Bless you.
Pardon me, sorry, couldn't get to the mute button in time.
Numerous people say that show is pretty darn good.
That's
Yeah.
what I've heard too.
Trailer-
Like it's been
solid to me, man, for what it was.
yeah, it's been pretty positive. Like what I've heard from people. I haven't watched it yet. I do have the DC Universe app, but I just haven't checked it out yet. But to me, I mean, just that like, it's kind of like when DC bought Wildstorm. You know, it's like the end of an era.
Yeah. And like, even though, like I said, like all the stuff's still there, it does suck because like there's like a stigma to Vertigo, which is what I kind of mentioned earlier. And it's like, oh shit, this is Vertigo. It's like it's almost like you knew it was gonna be good.
Yeah,
you know?
that was the thing. Like, if you weren't into the mainline DC shit and you read Vertigo, you still had that connection to the universe because a lot of stuff like Constantine that was in Vertigo and other shit like that, like wrapped into the main DC universe. But I mean, just so many amazing things came out of that. Even like low rent shit like Black Orchid that Neil Gaiman did back in the day. It tied into Sandman and shit. Death, the high cost of living, you know, all that shit that ran out of Sandman was Vertigo.
Like the best titles because like you read, you know, these writers that are on X-Men or Batman or whatever, and then when they go to these smaller imprints and they just have like complete freedom to kind of do what they want to do, like that's where you get their best stories, you know.
Hell yeah.
It's like any outlet for them to do that. I'll buy into it.
I hear that. There was some new footage for Star Wars Fallen Order this week. Did any of you guys check that out?
A little bit.
A little bit. What did you think, Rob?
I've been digging the game since the E3 presser they did with it. It's going to be an awesome game as long as EA doesn't EA it.
Yeah, like
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by that, Rob?
EA has a very, very solid track record of just completely destroying games in the scope of let's see where we can shove in pay-to-win mechanics. Let's see where we can shove in microtransactions, even on their single-player experience. And this is supposed to be entirely a single-player only game. It is not meant for multiplayer or any of that. And I don't know. Maybe they'll prove me wrong, but EA's track record hasn't been good with that.
So where's the story take place? Because I'm not familiar that they were coming out with a new game.
It's right after Order 66, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Like,
It's
they're
taking
like
place
hunting down
in
all the
between like
Jedi.
3 and 4.
Is it going to go kind of in line? Because I know that Clone Wars is coming back, the cartoon. They're going to continue that storyline, but I'm not sure where they're going to be picking it up.
It's really funny what they choose to use as canon and what they don't. Some video games are canon and some aren't with the new Disney stuff.
This has been mentioned specifically that is meant to be canonical.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, anything that they're putting
arc.
out. Yeah, anything that they're putting out at this point is canon.
That's
Like
pretty
they don't
dope.
like all the So I don't know. It'll be cool. I'm just hoping, like Rob said, I played the Battlefront games, and I was like, these both were dumb for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
Battlefront 2 is like dumb for all the right reasons, though, for me.
yeah,
Like, it's just fun to fucking be the Emperor and run around and shoot
yeah,
people with lightning.
like, that's cool.
I just play multiplayer, so that's me, you know.
Mhm.
That's
Fuck
pretty much all
single player.
Battlefront games are.
Yeah.
There's like
But when
but
I buy a Star Wars game, I want a good story. That's what I expect. You know.
Well, that Battlefront 2 is supposed to have a way better story than Battlefront.
it doesn't. It's got
No.
a 4-hour little story arc offshoot thing, and it's
The story is good. It's just too short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that sucks, man. Because I feel like if you want to play like a multiplayer, like shoot 'em up type of game, like you have a bunch of other options. Star Wars doesn't need to fit into that niche.
Right.
Well,
They-
it's fun to have that battle royale sort of, because I don't like battle royale games traditionally, but that kind of get in there, have a little bit of fun in the Star Wars universe and get out is good for.
I think like have
An
that
hour.
option in the game.
Yeah, I don't.
Option, but
Yeah.
don't build
I
the
don't
game
think it
around
should
that.
be the focus
You know?
of the entire game.
Right.
You know, have it as an option, but create a story, create a campaign. That's what I want.
Mhm. That's what people
Well,
want. from
and that's
Star
the thing.
Wars.
Even the Battlefield games that the Star Wars Battlefront games are based loosely on the engine that they're used on are actually fairly story driven, even in their multiplayer component. They have a real strong co-op component to the game,
Mhm.
and then they did not do that with Battlefront, which is stupid because it's the Star Wars universe. It's not just a war game.
Yeah, dude. That's a bummer. But hopefully
Okay.
they're getting,
Excuse
because I
me,
mean,
sorry.
oh, bless you, because like all the games that that Star Wars fans speak fondly of, like Knights of the Old Republic,
Hmm.
Shadows of the Empire, going way.
Yeah,
Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah,
dude, that was a good game.
like
Well,
they're all,
it was a game.
It was okay.
Yeah,
Did
that
you
game
play
was
it when it was
hype.
an N64 era, or did you go back and
Yeah, I
play it
did.
later?
I played it when it was in 64 era,
But see,
and I've gone back and played it since.
when it came out,
I played it when it came out and I loved it. I thought
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah, and then you got the Jedi Academy games, and you've
The
got
Jedi Academy was a lot better.
Mhm. But it's like all those games they had engaging stories and characters that survived well on past the games.
Yeah.
Well, the
That's
plot
what
for this
Star Wars
Fallen Order, it sounds like it's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're setting it up to be and I think they learned from their mistakes with the last two Battlefront games.
I hope so, but EA doesn't have a track record for learning from shit. Although I'm hoping with
Yeah.
Disney
I
smacking
think
them around and saying, "All right, we're more powerful than you."
Kind of keep that thumb on it.
Disney said we're fine with what EA's doing. They didn't say they wanted to course correct anything.
When did they say that? I'm curious.
Earlier this year, I remember seeing
Okay.
it in an article.
Maybe they were referring to this new game, and I'm hopefully that's
Mhm.
Hopefully.
I wish
Disney
they
did-
would resurrect level 1333 or whatever it was.
13.
13. Yeah.
1313, yeah.
Josh, I think we're going to see a lot of that in the Mandalorian. I think they're recycling some
That's what I've heard is that like
character
Favreau's
design for the main dude. Definitely,
and like
it's like copy and paste.
and like Favreau's main, impetus to go to
Yeah.
that universe is what was going to be the 1313 game, and a lot of that's going to go into the Mandalorian, like you said.
Yeah, I'm excited to
I'm
see.
fine with that.
Yeah.
When's
But
the
yeah, this
What's up, Brock?
When's the Mandalorian supposed to come out?
It's
Shit,
supposed to
I
be
don't
one of the launch titles for the Disney Plus streaming service.
so November 12th then.
Yeah,
or-
so around
Yeah.
November,
Oh
December.
wow, it's coming up! Can't wait.
and this Fallen
Give me
Order it releases November 15th, so that's going to
Yeah.
be I think the
Shit,
Tuesday after.
Star Wars comes out this year, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
December.
fucking
Wow,
So-
dude, that's sneaking up on me.
November, December is going to be great months for Star Wars content.
Yeah.
And one of the main antagonists in this Fallen Order game is going to be the second sister, an Inquisitor trained by Darth Vader in the Darth Vader comic.
Dude,
So
hopefully we'll get a GameStop exclusive figure of her.
probably
Dude,
if
that'd be
GameStop is still doing exclusives at that point.
dope. Well, they're folding the Think Geeks into the GameStops now. So
yeah, because
Yeah.
they own.
Yeah.
So I mean, with
Oh, is that
GameStop gets exclusives, and Think Geek does too.
so? Is that like ThinkGeek going out of business, or like GameStop?
Their
No, yeah.
website is shutting down. Their brick and mortar stores are going to stay open, but a majority of them are already combined with GameStop stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just going to be all folded under the GameStop.
And we talked
company name.
and we talked about like their mall footprint thing that GameStop has. Like a lot of them are
Yeah.
counting Think Geek stores for their footprints.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So like
They're just gonna rebrand and combine is all they're doing.
yeah, so a lot of places where you see like two GameStops in a mall, one of them's gonna be a GameStop, one of them's gonna be a Think Geek. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. We got Paul Rudd casting Ghostbusters.
Yay!
I'm for it.
Yeah, that's good.
Was there any word in that article who he's supposed to play?
No, that he has just received the call and that he slimed himself.
Yeah, I heard
And he actually filmed an Instagram video in front of the fire station.
yeah, I
and he's
saw
like,
that too.
cool.
In fact,
That's
I'm
cool.
sliming myself right now. That's what he said in it. But-
Yeah. I like that dude. Like,
Oh, I love Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah.
And Jason Reitman said, I've been wanting to work with him on a project since one of my short films premiered in front of Wet Hot American Summer back at the Sundance Festival in
Yeah.
2001. So they're finally going to be working together. And I've got a lot of hopes for this movie.
yeah.
Do you think
like
they're playing on the whole with this new Ghostbusters cast, the one is supposed to be the grandchild of one of the originals.
That's
Something
all
like that.
speculation. That's something
also-
that I
that's
said,
all
actually.
speculation. I think where this one is going right, where the all-female one went wrong, is that they're incorporating the old storylines.
And they're bringing in some of the
Yeah,
old
it's
cast,
not.
too, aren't they?
Yeah, it's
Well,
not.
nobody's been confirmed from the old cast yet.
Oh.
I thought Aykroyd was.
Nobody's been confirmed yet. They said they're on board to do it, but nobody's received a call yet.
Well, that could be too. Who knows?
I was just wondering if maybe Paul Rudd plays the father of one of them or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like Paul Rudd could be like Venkman's son, and then Paul Rudd's kid could be the grandchild that they were talking about in the earlier casting rules, like rumors.
They did say he's going to be playing a teacher, I think, but they didn't name him. Just said he was going to be a teacher in the small town where this is taking place.
But yeah, I could see fucking Paul Rudd as Venkman Jr.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
That would fit.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be Oscar. Venkman adopted him. They got back together. Him and Weaver, Sigourney Weaver, all that shit. Yeah.
I think actually she has been confirmed.
Yeah.
Dude, what if he was Oscar, man? That'd be funny.
I thought Janine, the actor just plays Janine, was confirmed too, wasn't she?
Annie Potts? No.
I haven't heard
Is
that, but I
the-
wouldn't be
the
surprised.
Secretary lady,
Because what's Annie Potts doing right now?
dude, she was hot back in the day, man.
Yeah, she had that secretary ballbuster look that was
Yes.
quite appealing. All right, we're gonna have a quick show because of all the technical difficulties. But last story is Friday the 13th license is pulled from NECA.
Yeah, dude, this is a bummer for NECA, man.
Yeah, basically what's going on is Sean Cunningham is fighting his production company. So like Sean Cunningham did 1 and 2, I believe, for Friday the 13th, and so he's the original creator of the series. But the rights get really messed up, especially when New Line purchased the rights to do movies for Friday the 13th. So it's affecting everything from Friday the 13th video games to the NECA series of figures. But the thing that's confusing to me is if the license has been pulled from NECA, why haven't we heard anything about Mezco?
I think maybe they bought the license to do that one figure, and then maybe since they did that and that was it, that like maybe their license is up. They're like, we're gonna buy it to do this figure, we put it out and it's done. So maybe that's why.
So, sorry, I just wanted to say I did see just now in an article Sigourney Weaver and Annie Potts both been confirmed, but the rest have not been.
See,
But
that's what I
they
thought.
should be appearing.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
That's what I thought. I
Okay.
thought I read somewhere that Annie Potts had been confirmed.
Sorry.
I'm glad we have you here, Rob.
For real.
I could have been totally wrong. It wouldn't be the first time, and it won't be the last. That's why you have Josh, because Josh actually knows his
Yeah,
shit.
Josh actually knows what he's talking about. He's like the one person.
Sometimes.
Fake it till you make it is my motto, man.
No, with that Mezco, Jason, I think they do put a lot of one-off figures out. So I wonder if that factors into their licensing. It's like they purchase it to put out one product, whereas NECA's been doing a line of them.
Yeah,
Right.
and like the thing is, and the only thing that's been mentioned so far is NECA is still going through with what they have in development. So that means that the Part 5 Ultimate Roy figure is still coming out.
Okay.
So what they have in development already is still coming out. They can't develop anything new.
Yeah, and I'm glad, Brock, you're here because I don't know if you might know anything about this, but like just like the kind of trickery that NECA has to do with their licensing. Because I know, like, for example, like with that Heath Ledger Joker that they put out, like it had to be released with the Dark Knight DVD. Because I think like legally they said we're putting out a re-release of the DVD because Mattel had the license for like Batman figures in that scale or whatever.
Mira, la realidad es que yo no sé nada
Oh man,
Yo, you freaked me the fuck out there.
We're on Telemundo.
Holy
I have no
shit.
I really do, I don't follow like the licensing stuff.
Okay.
and to be honest, Friday the 13th is not really something that I enjoyed watching growing up. I
No,
don't
me neither, man. I'm not.
Now some of the figures look cool, like the ones at the neck. But you know what? I don't think they were that great, to be honest.
Wait,
Yeah.
which ones? Just
Well,
The
NECA's never. Once you open the box on a NECA, you realize, oh, it's NECA.
Yeah, it's like I feel NECA
Even like
gets so.
Farland's the same way too.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I feel like NECA gets so much more like praise than McFarlane, but their articulation is only maybe a step above.
Funny because like even like those Ninja Turtles, like the GameStop ones, they have every point of articulation that a Marvel Legends figure has, but it's just like the range of motions is so limited, and even with
Part
those,
of that is due to the knee pads and the elbow pads and the wristbands too.
More stuff on it.
Yeah.
and it's like because I know with the Ninja Turtles license, Playmates holds that. And it's hard for NECA to put out figures, and it's like the quarter scale ones. That's a completely different license because it's in a different scale. So, but then like with the video game ones, I think like there was some type of loophole that they had, like with the video game company or something.
Yeah, they have to pull so many gymnastics, like you're saying, like just to get those figures to us. And it's sad. I mean, NECA has done the best they can for that license.
No, and people want they want stuff like those
like
Ninja
Deluxe.
Turtles.
Deluxe collects
Ninja
all that
Turtle.
fucking NECA horror shit.
Mm-hmm. And that sucks if they're having to do all this, because it's almost to where Playmates they have the Ninja Turtles license for that scale. I don't think they're competing with NECA if NECA's got putting figures out because like they're different price points. They're literally like at a Target. They're in different parts of the store.
Yeah, they're not in the same area.
Yeah, I don't think like a
30 in the chat says that Mezco has blanket licenses for DC and Marvel.
Yeah, I was just about to respond to it and say that kind of makes sense because that's their bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
That's where most of their stuff is done. But with all these other offshoot ones like their Popeye, their was it Orange or Clockwork Orange one they did, and this horror stuff, I'm wondering if that's all done piecemeal.
It's gotta be because like what umbrella would those random properties all be under? Unless it's like maybe some movie studio or something.
Yeah,
but
like New Line and whatnot for Friday the 13th.
Yeah, because like with Ninja Turtles, the only other thing we got in that scale where SH Figure Arts did the comic ones, and then Rebel Tech did those cartoon ones. But those are Japanese release, so they're not technically competing with American. So it's it's funny and it's
Mezco's
cool. Like
Mezco's Japanese too, isn't it?
No, that's American.
Is it?
But it's funny to see the the tricks that NECA does to get these figures out and to get these licenses.
Yeah,
and I hope they can keep doing that.
And like you mentioned, Sam, like it's those things. It's the horror line and the fucking turtles that they have to do all these gymnastics for. So I wonder how long.
Got it. Yeah.
I wonder how long that they're gonna think that it's worth it.
Yeah,
probably right about now.
Well, I mean, with the Ninja Turtles, they gotta be making money off those because, like Nick, I was listening to the last show we did. You talked about how your Targets restock those, and same thing at mine. And I mean, those are like $52, which is a lot of money for two figures. At a brick and mortar store.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Again, like we talked about before we got on the show, like we don't even bat an eye spending that much money on toys, but they seem to be selling. People want them.
30 says Mezco is Long Island.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. Dude, I totally thought they were a Japanese company, but
and I wonder what's up with their license.
That's kind of cool.
I wonder if it has to do with them using soft goods, if that changes the license at all. You know what I mean? Because Diamond, so Marvel or Hasbro, they got the Marvel 6-inch scale license for USA.
Well, they have the master license.
Yeah, Diamond Select doesn't compete with that because they're a different scale, which is why they're in that 7-inch scale. And then Mattel lost DC. We'll just talk about Marvel. So I wonder how Mezco pulls that off.
I think you might be right. I think that might be something to do with doing the soft goods, and because they're doing like a collector grade license.
Right.
Okay,
So
okay.
so yeah, it's a different grade of figure. So I think that's how they get away with it because, like you were saying, like the Legends type license for DC is now going to be with Spin Masters, and so Mattel is done with DC. These last few lines that you're seeing from Mattel, are going to be the last Mattel DC
They
figures.
fucked up. They fucked up, dude.
They lost everything, man.
They still got their own shit, Barbie.
They got Jurassic Park.
Have you guys seen that cheetah figure?
That cheetah figure is dope. That Essentials one.
It is fantastic. It is a really nice figure. It's got good articulation. The paint is on money.
That's DC.
Essentials.
Nick, what is DC Essentials? Like, I mean, that's DC Direct.
DC Essentials is basically their comic shop line.
And that has nothing to do with Mattel.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
that's not Mattel. That's like DC. DC has had like it's been the Essentials. Before that, it was the Multiverse line, and then the Multiverse went to being the Mattel general like retail line. And so then they switched the comic box stuff to Essentials, and now
Mattel.
Yeah,
Mattel
the
is them.
Essentials are pretty much trash, though, right?
the
I mean,
Essentials.
the majority of them are trash.
Well,
I don't know. I think
the comic book shop Essential stuff is good. Multiverse has been pretty much a shit line though.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say
they've rebranded
Multiverse.
it
the one
twice.
DC in brick and mortar and stuff. That was like used to be DC Universe Classics.
Yeah, and they screwed that up because DC Universe Classics used to be decent figures.
But yeah, those are good. I had a bunch of them for a long time. And
But like E says in the chat, the essentials are nice. The essentials are a collector grade figure.
yeah,
Maybe I got them confused then. Because I do like the cheetah figure, and it looks like that cyborg Superman's pretty good.
yeah. So that's the Essentials. That's the comic shop direct line, and that's
Yeah.
So they
went
still
all the
have
way
the
back to
license then. They didn't lose their license. They're going to continue making them.
and I
Right,
want-
DC's always going to be able to market their own figures,
Mhm.
you know, in their own personal line. But what Mattel lost was that multiverse line where you saw like the Dark
Black
Knight
Manta.
Returns, Batman,
Yeah,
all
that was
the
their
movie
basic,
stuff.
that was their competitor to the Marvel Legends line.
Yeah,
yeah,
like the
And-
Captain
and-
Boomerang that sat on shelves forever.
Those are trash. Those
Yeah.
are the trash ones that I
yeah.
read.
Yeah, and
Those the Essentials. I think those also are. They're 7-inch scale, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to 6-inch. So get out of that license.
yeah, because DC had two fucking like collector lines. They had an Icons line that was a collector's line that was 6-inch and below. They were more like 5.5, but they were super detailed. And then they had the Essentials line, which more like competed with the Marvel Select line than the
Right.
Marvel Legends, because they didn't have as much articulations as the Legend, but they had more than Selects. But they were on par sculpt wise with Selects.
That makes sense.
I'm glad because I feel blue in the face after talking all that.
That goes all the way back to like DC Direct. Goes back to like the early 2000s. Like they started making figures in like the McFarlane era. You know.
Yeah, like their Hush line was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
They did a
Like not much articulation, but sculpt and paint was on point.
Yeah, they
so.
did a DKAR line that was way better than what they did with the multiverse stuff. Yeah. All right, so we've hit through every single news item we had, and with the technical difficulties, we cut our section with Brock a little short. So I figure we should go ahead and get into the unbroadcasted a little bit early. Let people come in, talk to Brock, see what's up. If Brock
Thanks
can
for
hang out
coming
after
on,
this,
man.
anyway.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, dude. Hey,
Sure.
let's keep Brock and get rid of Russ, dude. I'll talk to him tomorrow.
All right, cool. Yeah, just tell Russ to fuck off.
Are you kidding me? Russ the Must, man. You got to have that guy in the
Yeah.
show.
The must, man.
Character.
Well, we
Russ
love
is
you.
good
Russ.
I don't know. You know what? I would give up my spot for Brock.
No.
Oh,
No
Rob.
way, dude.
I
No,
like
no.
this guy. We got to have him on whenever he has a
Yo,
chance.
I appreciate that. Hey, but before I go, there's a
Yeah.
couple of ROC stories that didn't get a chance to tell.
all right, go
Okay.
ahead, bro.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
The first of all, Dust Mites, if you ever see this show, I still love you, but you banned me from the ROC.
What?
and then I had to then I contacted Pinkerton. Then they put me back on.
No way, dude.
Okay, so what happens? Dust is quick on that ban hammer, right?
Oh yeah.
That ban hammer.
They don't mess around.
And I had found an eBay coupon for like 20%, and I always wait for eBay coupons to buy the third party transformers because you get 20% off. So I put that in the group, and next thing I know, I'm gone. He thought I was doing. I don't know. I think he thought I was spamming the site, but he gave me the freaking ban hammer.
Yeah, Dust will get you if you fuck up.
Yeah,
even if you don't sometimes.
Yeah, I did it, and so it was good. I got brought back on, and then the second one is that I am the first official winner of the ROC weight loss competition. Actually, I tied. Who did I tie with?
Damn, do I remember that? Wasn't it Dom?
Dom.
A big
Oh,
guy.
no kidding?
Yeah.
I tied with Dom, and I had, I started. I'm actually back almost to where I was. Like I started like at 230 something, and I got down to 197 by the end of the competition. It was awesome, but I did it with a torn meniscus, and it was all diet related. So you guys that need to lose some weight, it can be done without exercise. But
Buddy,
anyway,
we need to talk.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I can't. I gained it all back. I'm fat again.
Yeah.
Hey, are you still in the ROC?
No, I haven't been because I purged a lot of Facebook groups. I went through a big, huge purge.
Okay.
And to be honest, I wasn't like what I mentioned before, and I'm not talking trash. And nobody misread this, but I just wasn't getting that interaction. You know what I mean? So I couldn't break in, and that's like across the board. I couldn't break into these groups. And it wasn't until I became YouTube famous that people started responding to anything that I post. And YouTube famous again, I'm kidding. But no, I'm not in there right now. But I do watch the show on occasion. But when my work schedule changed to Mondays, I couldn't catch the Enter the Realm. I usually watch that, but I do catch some of the other stuff on podcasts.
Nice.
Yeah, I catch everything on podcasts now because my work schedule sucks.
I hear that.
It's just all the time.
I don't even work, and my schedule sucks.
Dude, I'm up at 5 a.m. I get home usually about 7:30.
Sounds great. So
8, 9.
before you put me into a coma, I'm gonna go ahead and say peace, love, and hair grease. We love y'all. Thank you guys for again sticking by while Nick had his technical difficulties. Hope you enjoyed the show.
I'm gonna run over you.
What are you doing?
Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, man.
Anytime, man.
All right, so
He's funny, dude.
you guys go ahead and take care of the unbroadcasted link, and somebody send it to E in his Facebook Messenger, please.
I will.
All right, we're gonna hit
Hell
the
no,
credit.
he ain't coming. He's banned.
All right. Peace, love, and hair grease. Here's the credits. Be back next week, please. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry about that, guys.